I tried to commit suicide 3 times. The first time I was jumped in a taxi and drove to the cliffs, and I was going to jump off the cliffs if it was on. I'm not going to mention my friend's name, and this is all true story which can be backed up. It's a mental health channel. I'm trying to help people. I'm explaining the story that my friend pulled up behind the taxi and I didn't know my friend was following me. She seen me get in the taxi, not realising what I was doing, but I was off to commit suicide. Just got sick of life, sick of having nightmares and anxiety and feeling shit. And that was stopped. She took me home and she took me in for 2 weeks and looked after me, which I'm very grateful for, and thank you. She knows who she is. She'll probably see this video. Sitting with a knife to my neck like that, ready to slit my throat. And that was the first attempt. The second time, I was sitting in the house and I got a knife and I put a knife to my neck. But this is the crazy thing about it, and I can't remember the name that they said to me what it was called, but I didn't realise I was doing it at the time. I was like zoned out with a knife there, and I was tapped on the shoulder, and I just snapped out of it. I was later told, you know, this is part of complex post-traumatic stress disorder. The second attempt, I was going to put a machete right through my stomach. I failed on that because somebody walked in, my friend. The third time I tried to commit suicide, and this is what the channel is made up of. If you look at my cover photo, you'll see a dirt track. Now that dirt track is the bridge that I was standing on before I tried to commit suicide for the third time. I pissed off on the bike, and I just actually accidentally come to the bridge, stood on the bridge, drank a shitload of vodka, got myself absolutely smashed, and made a suicide video. And just before I done it, just before I was going to jump off the bridge head first, the police came flying down the track. Now, the channel only came about after that event because I was then sectioned under the Mental Health Act in Carsview Mental Hospital in Dundee. And then my third attempt, I ended up buying a bottle of vodka and a bottle of whiskey, and I biked all the way down to this bridge, and then I stood on top of this bridge and I was going to jump off it and jump like I was going to jump head first and commit suicide. And this farmer came, and this channel was actually first called The Epic Story of Tomorrow. It was based on my suicide story where I was going to take my own life. And what happened was I was going to commit suicide, and the farmer kind of talked me out of it, and he left. And just before I was about to jump off the bridge, the police came and parked the van right under the bridge, so I couldn't jump. So I jumped, but I landed on top of the van.